This is Radio Free Cybertron, episode 769. I am Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Donald Ferguson.
Hello.
Diecast.
Hey, everybody.
Matt.
Hello.
And Chris.
Life sucks.
Rob may or may not be here. He got called away just before showtime. Man, hey, so couple cool things going on. One, Rob last night, and he can't tell us about it since he's not here, recorded the first public episode of History on the Fives. I've gone in and edited the show. It's a lot of fun. I posted it with an error to our Patreon, so I had to delete it. So I'm going to repost it tonight or in the morning. It'll be exclusive to patrons for 1 week, and then it'll go on the public feed here, I guess, Thursday the 17th.
Out on the internet.
And yeah, it'll be on, of course, our Patreon. Like I said, it's exclusive for a week. It'll be on our website. It'll be in our full Transformers podcast feed, wherever you get that, wherever you download your podcasts. It'll also be on YouTube and on our Roku channel. So it'll be in a lot of places. So the cool thing about this is, you know, it's a wider audience, more people. And, I mean, frankly, hopefully it'll be a good chance to bring in more patrons at our touch tier so that they can be on the show. You can be on the show, and it's not just going out to patrons anymore. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast. And I can't wait for everybody to hear it. So we're putting a lot of work into packaging this together as a podcast that can be enjoyed by anybody. It'll be great. So that will go up, like I said, around Thursday the 17th. But you should just go ahead and sign up for our Patreon now so you can have it first thing. It's exclusive for a week.
It is really fun to listen to.
It is.
Some of the shows are hilarious.
It is.
They do a great job.
Yeah, it'll be great. So that'll be on our Patreon at patreon.com/tfradio. And here in a week, it'll be at tfradio.net. And after an episode or two, it'll probably have its own podcast feed, but I'm not getting there yet. That's going to require some more work. And let's see here. Again, speaking of our Patreon, I've, like, if you listened to the show last week, you know I'm sick, and I've been sick for a while. I've just, between, you know, doing the show, taking care of kids, I've slept a lot. I've not had a chance to do much of anything productive. So I've been behind on some of the stuff that we've been posting. So been quite a few updates for Patreon this week, catching things up. So that is out there. If you are a patron, it's a great deal because you get a lot of exclusive content. And if you're not, you should be. So that is, again, at patreon.com/tfradio. And I was actually thinking, I may not, but I was telling the guys that we moved into this house back in 2020, August, and I haven't really had a place for my office. It's either been just like space like here in the basement. I had a little room upstairs that I put stuff in, and I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Honestly, I think I'm just putting all of my stuff in the other room in the basement. My goal is to not actually finish the basement. Is just literally to cover the entire walls with boxes of toys, so you can't see behind it. But I don't have enough room for everything in that place, in that space. So I've accumulated a lot of toys since I'm moving here. So there's going to be a local toy convention here in toward the end of April. I'm half thinking about getting a table, and if I do, I'm going to do a live stream during it and just talk about toys as I try to sell my crap. And hopefully, you know, somebody steals something from my table, catch them on video so I can publicly shame them. We'll see. But, you know, more details as that comes. If not, I'll just tell you about my Twitter sale that I'll have going on. Too much stuff. Anybody else have anything going on you want to share?
I'm trying to get some information about what we talked about on the in the pre-show, Brian. But we'd like to share this wonderful thing my fiance just found. Did you know that the Black Eyed Peas can sing a tune?
No.
But the Chickpeas can only hum us one.
Ah, funny. Very good, Don. So Don called me on the phone last night or the night before asking some stuff. And my 5-year-old is excited to hear that it was Don. And she wanted to talk with him. She wanted to speak with him. And Don was so great with her. He would just make the best dad with his dad jokes. Don, you should consider adoption. You would be a great dad.
No, I think I would be better with other people's kids.
No,
as
you
far
need your
as,
own.
like, like maybe like entertainer. I'll become a clown or a stage magician or something.
That
No.
never turns out good.
Yeah. No, what it was, Brian, is Blade Raider's brother is a good friend of mine, and he wanted me to let everybody know. You're talking about a toy show locally for you.
Yeah.
There's one in the it's a Tri-Cities Toy and Hobby Show, March 19th.
What are the Tri-Cities?
I'm guessing Johnson City, Kingsport, and whatever is close to that. I'm guessing. I'm not
Okay.
sure what their city is. It's the Farm and Home Building at the Appalachian Fairgrounds in Gray, Tennessee. So I'm guessing Gray, Tennessee is the third city. I'm
Okay.
not sure.
It's near,
But
it's
he wanted me to let y'all know about that.
near Johnson
25.
City, though, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Yes. Yeah. I'm guessing because he lives. That's where in the area where he lives. In the vicinity anyway. I'm not sure exactly where, but he said that's the closest major city. But yeah, so if anyone is out that way, you can check out the Tri-Cities Toy and Hobby Show on the 19th.
Cool. The Toylanta, according to Sean, is also like next week as well. I miss going to Atlanta for that. I've not gone in
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Since 2017, I think.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, 2017. Maybe, eventually it'll be something I can get to go back to, but kids have make things so difficult. I haven't been to a real convention in 4 years. So, anything else? Okay, let's jump to some news items. We'll jump to this real quick. Do the first one here. Spike Witwicky. We already knew about this, and honestly, I thought they showed this off on the live stream a while back.
They did.
But they showed more pictures at the Transformers Facebook page. So if you want to see new pictures of Spike, they're there. And it transforms. And it'll probably be $45 by the time it comes out.
Oh, it converts.
Converts, yeah. So it's the core class. So core class is, what's the new price for core class?
$10.99.
Yeah. Okay. Any
I'll
thoughts?
probably buy two.
Yeah, I probably will. Chris, you did a great news desk yesterday.
I hated it.
Yeah, I could tell.
It
So,
was extremely depressing to write and record.
so Funko, who we all know that I hate, because I hate Funko Pops. I hate them. Hate them with a
I
passion.
hate them, but I buy them.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
if you love collecting Funko Pops, we're not like judging your collecting habits. or
No.
anything. I want to be really clear about that. We're not passing any judgment on any, physical collectible habits you might or might not have. We hate Funko Pop.
Yeah, they're not for us.
Yeah, they're not for us. They're
No.
not my thing.
But
We
if
don't
you
know,
like,
they are for me. There's just way too many of them, and it drives me kind of crazy.
but
Most
if,
Most
but
of
if,
us don't understand the appeal. For
I
one
don't
thing,
either.
But that's kind of getting off track.
but if you go to Hot Topic and you buy Funko Pop and you're happy, you win.
Yeah,
Or Walmart or
yeah.
I
Whatever,
think where
GameStop.
they're strongest, not to get too off subject, but I think where they're strongest is something that you don't get a lot of that you like a lot. Like I have the Nightmare Before Christmas Pops because there's not that much Nightmare Before Christmas stuff out there, and it's something I happen to enjoy. So
So they're
That's-
capitalizing on the hole in your heart that you have
yes,
that you can't fill.
yes.
Okay.
But that's what they do. I love
Like
those. They
my
had
love
the
of Mayor
Jurassic Park.
McCheese, the fact that there's a Mayor McCheese pop, that should give me some like faux self-worth. I should gain some like personal
Yes.
satisfaction that there's a Mayor McCheese.
Where else are you going to get a Mayor McCheese?
There's not much Mayor McCheese merchandise out there.
Exactly.
go on eBay, find a vintage Happy Meal toy. There probably is one.
I said there's not much. I didn't say
Yeah.
there's none.
Yeah.
No, I was
there's-
just suggesting what I feel is the better alternative to the Funko
I mean, I
Pop.
probably have it, but yeah, for somebody else who doesn't. So, okay, so more Transformers Pops. Transformers Pops are not new, but what's new is now that you can get Transformers Funko Pops, NFTs, non-fungible tokens. And so finally, the NFT comes to Transformers, just like Power Rangers, except this isn't directly from Hasbro.
But with Power Rangers, at least you were able to trade the NFT
You can do that with
for
this.
an actual
Can't you?
item.
Well, okay,
Everyone can.
Chris.
So, right. So the Power Rangers one, everyone who bought that token could redeem it for the black and gold Megazord, or black and whatever color. I don't remember if it was the
Yeah,
black
it was
and gold,
black
but
and gold. Yeah.
which is not surprising because that's the special edition Megazord from 1993 also, which, you know, Hasbro loves 1984 and they also love 1983 now that they own Power Rangers. You know, everybody who bought that token could redeem it for that Megazord. About 2% of people who buy one of these Funko digital pop packs will get something they can actually redeem for a physical thing.
Wait, 2%?
2%.
That's
2%.
That's the highest odds.
So someone like me who would be like,
Get
it'd be neat maybe to have this special pop, but I only have 2%, so that automatically turns me off.
Yep.
Because I don't want an NFT.
Mhm.
I don't want the Power Ranger NFT. The only reason I got the Power Ranger NFT was to get the black and gold Megazord, because I don't have a black and gold Megazord. And you know what? When it came out, I was like, maybe I should add a black and gold Megazord to my collection. I would probably buy these pops. I have almost all the Transformers pops that I could get. But at a 2%, I think you were saying like a pack of 15 was $30.
$30.
No, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, so like there's 36,000 packs total. 18,000 of the 5 packs and 18,000 of the 15 packs. I didn't really bother to do the math to find out how many individual, you know, images that comes out to. It's a lot, obviously. But yeah, so like if you take those odds into consideration, then only 2% at most will result in getting one of the ones of the correct tier to actually do a redemption on. Yeah, there's not much, and they actually have information on their website about how many of the physical pops there's going to be. So there's that gold Optimus Prime. They have that one listed at, I think, 999 is the production quantity of that maximum. The other ones are around 1,500 each, and then there's the one that's their you know, corporate character dressed in Bumblebee armor, which is like 2,300 ish. And I say that those are maximum numbers because, like, the way the whole process is laid out, it seems like, okay, so you buy these starting March 15th. That's when the digital pop packs go up for purchase. And then it's going to be July, I believe, before redemption tokens are sent out to people who got the correct tier of cards in their packs. And then from there, it's a 30-day window to redeem those and say, I want the physical version of this. And then delivery is not going to be until sometime unspecified in fall of 2022, which makes me think production's not going to happen until they know how many people have actually redeemed their tokens. So as many as, you know, 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,300 can be produced, but they might produce less if not everybody redeems their tokens.
Yep.
You know what bothers me about this is it encourages resellers to buy multiple to try and get these items so they can resell the pop for a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah.
I also hate this. You have to redeem it and you only have 30 days to do it. No, that's the one thing that really bothered me about the Power Rangers NFT is like, no, I bought the item, then I had to wait for the NFT, then I had to wait to the time that I could order, you know, exchange the digital token, and then
They didn't really tell you how to do that.
yeah, they didn't really tell me how to do that. I had to figure out on my own, and now I'm waiting for the item, which I'm okay waiting for the item if I know I'm going to get it. But the
Mhm.
whole process, I just want to give you my money, and then I know I'm going to get the item. Like I don't want to have
Yeah,
to give
exactly.
you my money and then have to wait to redeem something for me to get the product. It would be like
And when you do just directly give someone your money in exchange for physical goods, it's a lot simpler, and it also takes a lot less resources to accomplish that. So I didn't do the math on this myself, but Graham Collects on Twitter did some rough calculations based on publicly available information on minting NFTs, and at a minimum, the energy required to put all these packs together and mint them as tokens equals to about 4,000 homes yearly consumption. The amount 4,000 average homes eat up in a year.
NFTs are definitely not environmentally friendly.
No.
That seems excessive to me. I don't know if I like to do the math myself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I can buy that, but I know that they are indescribably inefficient.
Yeah.
So if like we were all nuclear power or something, that'd be one thing. But we're not.
Not even close.
Not even
is
close.
it any less efficient? And I'm just playing devil's
Yeah, no.
advocate here. Is it any less efficient to actually make a physical plastic toy?
That's a fair question, but physical plastic toy takes up space. You have something. A computer's not going to crash and you lose it.
Yeah, I mean, the only I'm sure rendering a JPEG file or maybe a short video clip, because the examples they have on the page are like little video loops.
Yeah.
And boy, did that bog down my browser, having like 85 of those inlined all at once, auto playing with no way to stop them. Thanks, Funko. What it takes to render those out is insignificant compared to the energy needed to actually run the blockchain process to create the token that allegedly makes them a unique
it's not
a unique asset.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess the long and the short is, it's not energy efficient. Even if it was energy efficient, you're still buying nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I hate to put it that way.
We don't know the energy cost of manufacturing a plastic toy.
Yeah, no.
That's true, but
it's still it's like you're getting your name in the star registry. You're still literally
it is
getting
exactly
no
the
value.
same as that. It is exactly the same as that, except that instead of somebody just manually entering in a table in a database somewhere, your name associated with the star ID string, they're telling a computer to do it in a 256 or 512 character hash string that takes it days or hours to do at a huge cost in energy.
So it's not even
taking something intangible and making it as inefficient and harmful as possible.
Like it's similar to, but not exactly the same as cryptocurrency. Like at least with cryptocurrency, there's a real genuine market for most of the currencies, or a lot of the currencies, where people actually want it. A lot of this stuff, a lot of these NFTs, nobody wants. Like you can't sell it.
It's a pyramid scheme. It's a scam.
Well, yeah. So it's almost like gambling, where you lose every single time.
And this actually is like gambling, because you only have a 2% chance of a return. Like if you're going into this wanting the toy and you're paying $10 for a pack, and you have a 2% at most chance of getting that literally is gambling.
Yeah. So like I hate.
You're right.
I hate to put it in, like, I don't want it to be like old man yells at cloud, because
I want to be old man yells at cloud. I think that's a really good career move.
Yeah, but like with this, there are few, if any, upsides. Like, I mean, I guess if you're a hoarder, and when you die, somebody walks into your room and it's literally empty except for your computer in the corner. I guess that's better than having a house full of newspapers. But I mean, I guess if it makes you happy, it makes you happy. But it just seems like there are no positive outcomes here.
And Chris, I listened to that yesterday when I got home from work, and I like I said, Brian, I had a few thoughts I want to do after Chris gets done. But
I
I
mean,
think,
feel free, Don. It's fine.
no, you did the legwork on this, and you mentioned how this is going to be seen by Hasbro.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I think that is what also neat, because no one in the Transformers fandom, mostly, I'm not speaking to everybody, most all the Transformer fandoms, at least that I've run into since this came up on Twitter, do not want this.
Yeah, the
But
negative pushback I've seen on this is very strong, and I don't want to say universal, but very commonly shared.
It's almost entirely speculators who are into this stuff too.
right, exactly. But Chris raised such a phenomenally good point that Funko, the Venn diagram of Transformer collectors and Funko Pop collectors, we don't know where that Venn diagram falls.
But it's probably
But
pretty narrow.
It's probably narrow.
It's just
yeah.
diecast.
But,
No, not just diecast or a few
But-
other
I'm
people.
not the only one.
yeah, but if this is a success because of the Funko side collectors, Hasbro is going to see this as a success for Transformer NFTs, but not because the Transformer fans want it, which I think is a clear and present danger to them rolling this out to other properties, because they're seeing, and this was all you, Chris, this wasn't me. This is a success that they're making money or seeing this.
Yeah,
and they're
it doesn't matter who they make the money off of as long as they make the money.
right, but
Yeah.
they don't see that the Transformer community does not want this, and that I think is one of the biggest dangers of
The
this
tra-
whole
so-
thing.
I-
Right.
so
They're
here,
going to see
wait.
a licensed Transformers NFT thing has sold thoroughly because the Funko community wants this
So
stuff,
we-
or is
I
at
don't-
least willing to accept it.
The Transformers community is not a monolithic thing, though.
No, it's not.
There are people out there who are Transformers collectors, and I'm not saying the people who buy NFTs are horrible. So don't take it that way. But there are people out there who collect Transformers and consider themselves just as much part of the Transformers community as you are, that any of us might consider horrible, toxic people because of collecting habits, things they do, beliefs they have, not liking Beast Wars, things like that. Matt's raising his hand. You can't say the Transformers community does or doesn't want something because there's no one Transformers community.
No, we're generalizing. I fully acknowledge that, but it's based on the overwhelmingly
The people you follow
the
on
overwhelming
Twitter.
shout of no when this came out.
The people we follow on Twitter.
Is the same overwhelming shout of no they got from the Power Rangers community, but still Transformers jumped on the bandwagon.
I mean, so like our community is a self-selecting. It's biased due to self-selection. We follow the people that we follow because we are interested in what they say or whatever. And when they say something stupid that we disagree with, we tend to unfollow. So there's probably a huge segment of the Transformers community that's totally into this stuff, and we just don't see it.
What I was going to say too, what I think Don was trying to say as a business major, as if you show that Funko sells out of however many, how many did you say there were? 6,800 of these?
36,000 packs total.
36,000 packs. If Funko sells out of these things, Hasbro is going to look at it as to maybe we should sell some NFTs.
Yeah, and that's
I'm
exactly
sure they're
what
already
that's
thinking that.
That's exactly what I said in the news desk episode. And the point I'm reaching, the point I reach with this, comparing the Transformers community and the Funko community, the Funko people, just to have every Funko Pop, they're going to go all in for this. Like, they're going to be the majority of people who are going to be getting
Buying it,
on
yeah.
this. So yeah, certainly within the Transformers collectors, mass entity, whatever you want to really describe it as, if not say just blank calling it Transformers community. In the totality of people who collect Transformers stuff, sure, there will be people who want to get in on this and get one or more of those pops. Hopefully, we know a couple of really devoted Optimus Prime collectors who are probably going to try to get a couple of these packs just for the chance at that, to get that gold one and not have to go like secondary market on that. But like, it's not going to be the Transformers people who are going to drive the majority of these sales. I don't think it's going to be just Funko people, but it's still going to look from Hasbro's perspective like Transformers NFTs were super successful. We should do that ourselves and get all of the money instead of just our licensing fee.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah. And
one thing-
I mean, I admit that if it was a 50-50 shot to get a physical item, I would probably buy two.
This is
And
the reason I collected trading cards for so long, because it is like gambling.
yeah,
Like when I got back into trading cards, I would buy up stuff. I would buy up stuff because of the odds of pulling like a chase card. And there is some sort of endorphin or chemical that's released in your brain when you get it,
when you pull one, yeah.
when you pull one.
Yep.
So, but like Don, I know you want to get a point in, Don, and I'll let you get it. And then I think we're close to being done with this. I'll let you say that. Then I want to wrap up with one other thought. Go ahead, Don.
Okay. And I said this on Twitter yesterday, and I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I think it does carry some weight. And I hope y'all think that too. The purpose of being a toy collector, no matter what you collect, what brand, what universe, what fiction, is that there's something in that fiction that appeals to you, that speaks to you, that makes you want to be a part of that universe, but you can't. So as collectors, we use our money to bring that universe into ours and display it. Even if you're an AFA only mint and box collector, there's something about that universe that you want to display, showcase, and make part of your reality. These NFTs are nothing more than a right-click save image.
That's not exactly true. But
Well, I'm being very.
that's how
generalized.
you've chosen to engage with it.
Yeah, I mean that's how I see it. But I'm still saying, if the purpose of being a collector is to bring something you like into your life and enjoy it, and represent, display, dioramas, whatever the case may be, you can't do that with a 2D image on a monitor.
Yeah, you can.
That doesn't do anything. You are spending money.
Don. So what about Don? What about people? What about people that can't occupy or navigate through a room? What if like quadriplegic people that literally they have to be I know somebody, an awesome human being. He has what is it, MS or is it MS Duchenne's?
I have a good analogy while you're looking it up.
He has muscular dystrophy. I'm sorry. So he's an awesome human being, but literally his life is basically sitting in one spot or maybe moving around, with a wheelchair when somebody pushes him. He can't even change. He can't even go to the bathroom by himself. So he lives on a screen all day. And there are people who just choose to live that way as well. I was that person for a long time. Two-dimensional space was the space that I occupied. So there are things that we can generalize and say, like NFTs are bad for the environment, but we can't say, and I even said it, and I'm drawing back a little bit, we can't truly say that you get no value from it, because some people collect things digitally and that's what they want.
Okay, I'll admit I did not think of it in those terms, and I apologize if I overspoke on that regard. It's just, again, I hate using the word in general because we're making a lot of generalizations here. But most collectors want something they can touch to show that I spent money, I have this character, it's in my world that I can enjoy. I just don't see how Hasbro says this is a good idea, other than
if money comes in,
it's
a good idea for Hasbro.
Money. It's a
Well,
new
and
hot.
I think Hasbro would do this the same way they did with the Megazord, and the way Funko's doing this, sort of, where they would do the NFT, but it would also be linked to something you could actually get a physical version of too. They wouldn't just only ever sell an NFT.
I
But-
think
but
the
a
reason
2%
that
chance?
companies are
They probably wouldn't do that part.
I think the reason that companies are dipping their feet into this, if 10, 15 years ago, let's go 15 because I'm probably not going back far enough. You went into Best Buy, Circuit City, any of those, it was just aisles and aisles of CDs. Now, most of
Now it's
people,
records.
well, most of people are buying their music digitally. So they still have it, but it's digital. They can still listen to it. And I know it's not exactly the same thing because,
Yeah.
you know,
But
it's
stores don't really give space to physical copies of music anymore.
Well, they give
Right.
space to records. There are more records in a store than CDs.
so
it's
I think
funny, but
that's
it's true.
why
Yeah.
there's other things that set a precedent for this, for them to at least try it to see
You're not
if
wrong.
they can move collectors over to this.
My entire issue with this, my biggest issue is, again, the impact, the negative impact that it has on the environment
Mhm.
due to the implementation of it. Like, we are a digital platform. We're producing this. It takes energy
Yeah,
for all of us to produce it, to
There's
render the
nothing
file
inherently wrong with producing digital
and upload.
content.
Yeah, and upload it. But it doesn't. But the amount of environmental impact for uploading an MP3 and downloading it thousands of times is substantially less than the way this is implemented. So I want to get all the value judgments out of the way, and I know I was bringing them when it comes to like how people choose to engage with what they collect, because that's up to you.
Yeah, and I think we're bringing that perspective on this even unintentionally, just because it's what seems normal to us in how we interact with Transformers, because we're surrounded by mountains of toys.
Yeah. But where I'm going is, where I'm trying to go is, you know, we're putting this value judgment, but there is a literal negative, major hurdle for the success of this. If we can get past like the environmental impact, and even like the kind of gambling addictive part, you know, that trading cards do, because I as somebody who was spending way too much money, way too much of my income on trading cards, I know that that's not healthy either. But if you can get past that and you're just buying digital stuff that, you know, you have on your screen, I'm actually going to be okay with that, because I get that. But we just need to implement it better.
Yeah, my distaste for this is because of the combination of factors here. If Funko wanted to just make digital pop packs that were, you know, pre-produced JPEGs, they're going to sell X number of sets of these, and then they won't be able to be downloaded anymore after that point, but there's no NFT involved. Like, if it was still the trading card gambling aspect, that would be kind of bad, but it wouldn't be like horrible, because it's not like an unusual practice in the trading card industry. Or if it was something like the Megazord NFT thing, where you gotta go on the NFT, you gotta do the NFT thing, but you're guaranteed to get this physical thing as a result of that. If it's just, you know, a intermediary gimmick with it, that would also be not so bad. It's the combination of those factors that really has like raised the intensity of my dislike for this.
Exactly. And as I just put in our internal chat, let's wrap on Chris's comments, because he's right.
Thank you. I'm tired of talking about this.
So, okay. Any other news items?
No, let's just talk about things we actually got.
Okay. So I do want to say, I do want to say, I like it when we talk about a topic and our opinions can change as we go through it. I think that's important. And even though, you know, we brought in certain thoughts and considerations when it came to this, I think that we all have a better, at least, understanding of how we feel about that topic. But what I don't have a better feeling of are all these Bumblebee movie toys.
Good segue.
Yeah. So Diecast, I want you to tell us about your experience, and I'm going to tell you about my experience as I experience it.
So,
this is RFC, and we want to tell you about the Transformers.
Yes.
Yes, the physical ones. I took Ratchet out of the box, Bumblebee Ratchet, Cybertron Bumblebee.
Mine's dinged up. Thank you, Amazon. If you're watching the video, you can see it's dinged up, but it is still sealed.
Mine right out of the package, the lower part of the upper thigh, which actually has the knee on it, on his right leg, is already yellow out of the package. It's the only piece on the toy that's yellow, but I'm assuming if that's yellow out of the package, the rest of the toy is not far behind it.
Certainly not the parts that are made of the same material. That I'm gonna assume because of where that is, it's a nylon part. One of the unpaintable plastic pieces.
Yeah, I'm trying to find
Yeah.
scissors or something. I don't see a blade handy.
Just open the bottom of it and pull it out the bottom, like Chris always says you can do.
You mean
Yeah, that's true. You can. Oh,
Oh,
how am I going to
mean,
do that with?
you can remove the ties by hand. It's just difficult and time consuming.
Yeah,
It's fiddly.
yeah. So
Although
as you
I would
guys
as- I would
continue to talk, I
assume
will
from-
open
I-
this.
I would assume from where you're at with that process right now, you can at least see if your ratchet is yellowed somewhere.
yeah. Mine also had a bunch of red paint on places that red paint shouldn't be.
Okay, so from the video angle here, I can't see where you're saying the overspray actually is.
I'm trying to get it to focus. It's right above the wheel.
Okay, I guess the camera is just not grabbing that very well.
Or the fake wheel. You can see red spots. Like right here.
Yeah, I don't think the camera is picking that up super well, but
Yeah.
you're not the only person I've seen today, I think, complain about red overspray.
Yeah. So
My ratchet is completely pearly white.
you got lucky.
Throw the sheet over it,
Yeah.
like I think Don said in pre-show.
Yep.
Oh my god. His hand and his gun fell out. I'm also missing a hand now, but that's my fault. It's around here somewhere.
Well, at least it's a friction joint, so it'll pop back together.
Yeah.
So Diecast, did you get the brawn from that wave?
I did. I actually got 2 of them. One of
Pourquoi?
them I'm gonna have to return, but yeah, I got Braun. I didn't open him yet.
Did you order 2, or did they just not send
No,
you
I-
the right other one?
Did
No,
you
I
forget that you ordered 2?
I forgot that I ordered 1 and yeah. But the other 2 things I got came from Hasbro Pulse very quickly. I was very impressed. I got
Oh, nice.
Cup and Cliff Jumper, so I don't have to search Target, which is very, very thankful for that.
I would have ordered those from Hasbro Pulse with my account that I pay for if they would have bothered to let people know they were going up for order.
Yeah, that would have helped.
Thanks,
wouldn't it?
Hasbro Pulse.
Well, Matt, since you don't need that Doctor Strange, I'm going to try to get that cup out tomorrow. I wanted to try to help you with that if you needed it, but I'll try to get that cup out tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, well, Diecast actually and Don in the YouTube chat, Catherine Klein asked if we mentioned the TFCon LA exclusives. Do we have new ones to talk about?
Oh yeah. So
Oh.
I don't remember what the original use of that toy was. Was it Ratbat? Senator Ratbat at one
Yeah,
point.
Senator Ratbat. They did a Batman before as an exclusive, but this one's like a little bit different colors.
Yeah.
So this is Batman Returns.
It's
Haha.
Yes, the first one was Batman Begins. Yeah.
I think one of these might be more like Batman 66.
yeah, but it's basically that same mold, just different colors.
But
Yeah,
as
different-
Batman.
Different Batman.
Okay. Is there another one? There was one last week that we talked about. This is there how many is it, what, 2, 3?
I've seen 2 different ones, a bluish one and a brown one now.
I think the first one was black, and this one's like a bluish.
Yeah, and I've seen
Like-
pictures of a brownish looking one today.
I could be totally wrong.
Now there's definitely a bluish one too that came up in the last little bit for this weekend's TFCon, but
Oh,
then
yeah,
today there was
TFCon is
also
this
brown
weekend.
one.
I completely forgot about that since it's on the other side of the country and I haven't traveled. So none
Yeah.
of us are going.
Yeah,
Some
it's
folks,
too far away.
I know some folks that are going. They're excited about it. If it were closer, I would definitely consider it. I wish I'd come back to Charlotte, but that's not happening.
Yeah, because Chicago is the East Coast show this year.
That's not East Coast.
If you, well, I mean, I'm calling it. I know it's not really East
It's
Coast.
the
but I'm
fall
calling it.
show this year.
Yeah.
I'm at the TFCon website looking at that new figure. I like this one a lot better than the other one they did. It's the blues a lot nicer. It's not all dark and brooding. So I think your Batman 66 parallel.
Yeah, that's what the colors remind me of.
Yeah, this looks a lot better than the previous use of that mold for TFCon exclusive. I must be tempted to get this, but
I mean, like cool grays and blue shades were kind of the Batman look through the 60s, 70s, and even in the 80s, I think.
Yeah.
So like it could be anything in that, but I just tend to default to Batman 66 because that's the version of Batman in my head that has those qualities.
Yeah. Real quick, while I'm thinking about it, did I catch anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, so I just opened the wheel jack, and I didn't even notice this with Ratchet. And I don't know how long they've been doing this, but with the Studio Series stuff.
Oh yeah.
Now that they're doing the holes through it to hold the toy in place, because there's no, well, they're minimizing the way that they're doing all of this. This backdrop is basically useless. How long have they been doing it this way?
Well, there should be another one behind it.
Is there?
Duplicate.
Yeah.
Oh, well, never mind then. Ignore what I said.
I thought that was going to be the point you were going to make. Like they, punched
That's
holes
just
in this
that's a
one
waste
to
of
hold the
cardboard
toy.
then, isn't it?
Yeah, but the theory is, cardboard is more easily and completely recyclable than plastic.
That's true. Yeah, I didn't even notice
And-
that back there because this one's dark. Yeah, it's okay. Oh well.
Although I think when they wax or whatever the surface of it, it makes it harder to recycle.
It makes it harder to recycle. And like printing this stuff isn't cheap, especially the stuff it's cut for this.
Yeah, I don't think they're like super worried about the manufacturing cost of it. It's just the optics of like how recyclable is our packaging in theory.
The optics of it, yeah.
Unfortunately, like that's the truth we kind of have to face here because when they're giving us cardboard packaging with one hand and NFTs with the other, like where is the commitment really?
But
I regress.
Yeah, I'm just going to give a shout out to M Cypher. He brought up that exact same thing on Twitter, which was a very, very solid point that they can't be doing it one way and then authorizing NFTs on the other. Which
I could see the case where Hasbro's big enough that literally the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing.
Oh, of course, absolutely.
Yeah, it's Sam's Club, RID, Optimus, Ultra Magnus all over again.
Yeah.
Companies, especially at that size, don't communicate well.
Mhm.
Like don't mistake malice. Don't mistake incompetence for malice.
Yeah. Both can exist, but they're not necessarily related to each other.
It's usually just incompetence or failure to communicate.
Yeah.
Hey, so I might as well talk about the other thing I got. I haven't played it yet, and I've been wanting to. I just haven't had a chance. My neighbor, it was delivered to my neighbor, that Famicom bootleg cartridge of the Famicom Disk System Headmasters game
Nice.
that has been ported, quote unquote, to Famicom cartridge. So basically, the ROM on it. I guess it's probably a custom ROM where it basically loads up the ROM of the disc game, but it is in I guess it's silicon instead of whatever floppy disk medium or substrate it was. But you still have to load it up you still have to flip it with the button and do all the normal Famicom Disk System prompt stuff. It's just now you can play it on a cartridge. And it's not a good game. I mean, I know that I already have it, and I've played the ROM, of course. But having it on a cartridge is pretty cool because you don't need the disk system for that.
I wonder how necessary it is to specify that it's not a good game when it's any Transformers game before 2003.
Or even, well, I was going to say even after. It's like more of a mixed bag after.
I mean, there's more things I'd be willing to play after 2000, including and after 2003. Like, I don't want to play any of the stuff from before 2003. I played the PlayStation Transmetals Arena fighting game some, and that's it's it's not an unpleasant experience. It's not an interesting experience. I guess there is the Beast Wars Neo fighting game on the
Yeah,
Game Boy Color.
It's not great. I've got it.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, it's hard to make a bad fighting game.
No, it's not. Most fighting games are bad, and I love fighting games.
I mean, it might not be, technically proficient, but it's still like usually serviceable. Usually a bad fighting game just has bad, AI for the computer.
They're just bad mechanics, not balanced, bad graphics. I mean, fighting games, you have
See
to.
also transmetals.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay. Who else? Don, what'd you get?
It's been kind of a light week just because nothing's showing up. Both Walmart and Target locally have reset their toy aisles and nothing is coming out. But I did pick up the last of the Retro Wave carded Spider-Man. I got the black symbiote.
Oh,
The
nice.
last or the most recent? Are they
Well, I
ending
mean,
the series?
This is all I wanted from that wave. I
Oh.
don't care about Hammerhead.
The last figure from the most recent wave. So
Yeah,
technically both.
the last one that
Gotcha.
I wanted because
The
really
hardest
didn't-
one to find.
I really didn't care about Hammerhead, so I just left him on the shelf. But I got that, and for the first time, I saw Slammer in a physical store for the first time since it came out. What, 2 months ago, 3 months ago?
Wow.
Yeah, my local Walmart finally had one on the shelf, and that's the first time I've seen it since it came out, and that's it.
Come to think of it, I've only seen Slammer and Pipes in store locally, like sometime before Christmas.
I've never seen them in a physical space.
Yeah,
other
it's
than
a lot
my
like that.
shelf.
It's a lot like that Spinister and Crosshairs wave at the end of Siege. Like, it came around one time. I got the 2 toys from it I won, and I don't think I ever saw that in stores again after that.
Combiner Wars Combaticons.
Titans Return, Twin Twist.
Transformers.
And that's it. I mean, it's just the hooks are there, the tags are there. It's just nothing is coming in. But I walk into that Walmart and there's 9 pallets of toys sitting down the aisle.
Oh yeah, I've seen that too.
And there's no one over there working them. It's just sitting on the shelf.
But
They've got all the Batman stuff you could possibly want.
Right.
Oh yeah, that. Well, I mean, they were going to make sure to get that out, but no, I walked into Walmart the other day and it was all Beast Wars toys and Studio Series, the Core Class Shockwave, and Kingdom Tracks. So yeah, nothing I need.
It's amazing to me how much Tracks did not sell.
Yeah.
Because, like, just looking at it in the package, it looks really nice, and most people aren't going to know how terrible it is until they actually have it.
Did they just overproduce it? What was the ratio in that assortment?
It might have reshipped in a second batch. I'm not sure, but it seemed like when I've seen them, it's all been that
toys you could
first
ship
assortment.
twice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, is that better or worse than shipping Kingdom RC or Earthrise RC
It's
however many times
not
they've done
like-
it now?
It's not like they're
I'd
trying
say
to make.
equal.
It's not like they're trying to make bad toys. They don't know the toy is really going to be bad until.
Yes, and by the design of the toy, I'm sure it was supposed to be great. It's just that the manufacturing did not hold up to it.
Yep.
It just is interesting to me that a toy that did not turn out well and a lot of people don't like, also coincidentally, I'm going to say, ended up being one that just did not sell very much.
Cool. Okay. Anything else, Don?
No, that is it.
Chris, I know you wanted to show some stuff on video.
Yeah, hello. Can you see me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I did get Studio Series Perceptor because I had it on pre-order at Amazon and they fulfilled it before I could cancel it.
Mine will be here tomorrow. Boo.
It's surprisingly big for a modern deluxe. I was kind of pleasantly surprised by that when I got it, although I guess a lot of that comes down to that it doesn't really need a lot of special parts for either of its alt modes. So they probably were able to pump the volume up a little bit on it. It's extremely adequate, I'll say. I wasn't really sold on what the face looked like. from the stock photos or anything. In person, it's a little bit better at looking like what Perceptor looked like in the cartoon, but it's still kind of off in a certain way. And I still don't like. I've talked about this before, like the colors of the rim around the window and the knobs on the arm. Like it has this warm gray quality to it that I don't think is right. Because like those should be metal or chrome parts on a real microscope, and I think they've chosen this shade based on um, the specific lighting effect they were simulating in the Battle of Autobot City, where it was getting like sunset-ish, so everything was cast a little bit warmer. And it doesn't look as good to me in the toy application as just like a straight silver would. So like I'm not like super thrilled with the deco choices on this, but like fundamentally it's a functional solid toy. The transformation is about what you'd expect. It's not that dissimilar from the Titans Return one. But honestly, between the two, like even with the headmaster gimmick, I kind of like Titans Return one better. The colors are more where I feel like they should be. The general feel of it in all modes is a little bit tighter. I kind of like the old one a little bit better. This one's not bad. It's just not quite to my taste. And unfortunately, like it was probably too much to hope for, but the scope on here is not actually functional. Like even the Titans Return one imitated the basic magnification function the original toy had. This just has non-functioning clear plastic slugs in either end to look like lenses. So it's okay if you don't have the Titans Return one. Like it's a good substitute in that case, but I wouldn't say replace the Titans Return one with that necessarily if you like the Titans Return one. But that wasn't really the important thing I wanted to talk about.
Ooh.
I got a very special thing just this week. It came in today. Transformers animated Roadbuster Ultra Magnus.
Jealous. That's like one of
Awesome.
two animated toys I never got.
Oh, that
You didn't
is.
get, and the other is Shadow Blade Megatron. I
You're
assume?
exactly right. Even though I skipped that one, I skipped them both, and I regretted it. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Chris,
did I. I saw these. Sorry, Don.
I'm saying congratulations. That it's amazing how well those colors work on that figure.
Yeah, it looks really good. So when this came out originally, I did see it and the Shadow Blade Megatron at Walmart one time.
Yep.
And I think they were at a discounted price already then
Yep.
when they came out too. I don't think they were the full, I think $40 for a liter-sized toy at the time. But I just decided like, yeah, that's kind of cool looking, but I don't really feel the need for it. And then I never saw it again and have had regret ever since, much as you've expressed. So I saw this pop up on Friday and was able to order it, and it came in already. I was very happy to,
On eBay or somewhere
it's gonna
else?
be on one of the small toy sites I check regularly for interesting things. You'll hate me if I tell you what I paid for this.
No, it won't.
$35.
I don't hate you for that. I'm happy you got it.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
No, I'm not. I don't hate you for it. I mean, I'm jealous. I'm intensely jealous.
Like I think that is probably a very good price for this. It's loose, obviously, but it's fully complete, and there's only a couple little spots of paint wear that I've been able to find. And the electronics still work.
Nice.
Now, Chris,
Yeah, Don.
Sorry, at one point there was some third-party extensions that you could. Again, this was real early in the third-party era, but there were some third-party extensions that you could make his hammer better looking, like the show, so be a little bit longer. I don't know if they're still out there or not, but they did exist at one point because the hammer
would you
was
need to?
always. Well, the hammer
Yeah,
is.
I'm fine with it as is.
Okay, yeah, because see, the hammer for a lot of people at the time was a lot shorter because he couldn't really like do a two-handed pose with it.
Well, that comes down to a lot to the way the toy is jointed too. Like there would need to be wrist swivels to make that work.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that at one point there was some. If you wanted to try to go that route, they may be out there somewhere in the ether.
Yeah, but no, I'm really happy with like the condition of this. It's complete. A few of the like swivel joints are a little bit looser, but everything's put together with screws, so I should be able to get in there and tighten those up if I really need to. But like, it is just near perfect condition, and I'm super happy I was able to get it finally. Shadow Blade Megatron, I don't really have like a strong feeling of desire for, but this was such an interesting redeco to do with this toy originally, and I'm glad I finally was able to get one for what I think is a really good price. And that is the total of what I got this week. One okay thing and one thing I'm really excited about.
Cool. So hey, so when you mentioned buying a toy, I was looking at a site, and because I thought, man, I should buy a toy during the show. I've not done that in a while. And the Siege Galaxy
Really?
Optimus Prime Galaxy Convoy popped up, and loose. This just came out a couple years ago. Loose for $90, and somebody bought it. Is it hard to get a hold of?
I don't know. I paid a lot less than that for the one I got.
I think I only ever saw that once.
Okay, I didn't realize it. I didn't realize it was hard to come by. Interesting. I was just shocked that
And I
one. This is
didn't-
the
I
update
didn't
from
want
the,
it then, and I still don't. But
Yeah,
I
and
only
this-
ever saw it once.
this is the update from today, and literally that went up today, and somebody bought it for like almost twice retail. Loose.
Wow.
And I was just shocked. Cool. Okay, Matt, you get anything?
Just Marvel Legends Binary from Walgreens.
Who is Binary? I don't know off the top of my head.
Frank, you
Carol
were-
Danvers.
That's a Carol Danvers,
Yeah, this was after,
like before Warbird.
in
Yeah.
between Ms. Marvel and before Warbird. It was the Brood, I think, did something to
Oh,
her. And
okay.
she turned into Binary. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know
So
that.
she'll look good with Galactus whenever that eventually.
That would look,
arrives.
yeah. Cool. Okay.
Not necessarily related characters, but cosmic scale.
She kind of looks like. Does she look like Nova? Not
A
Nova.
little bit.
Okay. Okay.
But
So
Nova comes with Galactus.
yeah. Okay.
That's the first stretch goal.
I didn't realize that.
When
Okay.
does Galactus come out? I assume it hasn't shipped yet.
Oh no, probably fall. Yeah.
Okay. I
Cool.
couldn't even
Okay.
remember when the campaign was.
Time to thank our patrons at the Touch tier. We love you. We seriously do love you. I will give each and every single one of you a hug if I see you,
If you're into that kind of thing.
if you're into that. Kevin Dorsey, Ryan Bona, Emmett Stresovich, Rabbits, Hector Bones, Ness, Joey Russell, Mike Mallory, Jay Rye, Sean Hamilton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Bratton, Spider Bob, Tyrell Gwynn, Rick Mahurin, Blake Reynolds, Vegemite Mike, and Jason Tate. I just updated the list today. I think it's current. If you want to be on the list next week, seriously, sign up, and you can be on History on the Fives when that records on Tuesday. Rob is the host. And again, patrons of the Touch tier can be on the show. And soon it'll be available everywhere. It's pretty cool. Of course, you can also use our Amazon list at tfradio.net/Amazon. Buy all the crap. There's crap up there. You can buy crap. Wonderful crap. It still helps us out. tfradio.net/Amazon. Let's see here. Rob Springer's not here. He's at Rob Springer on Twitter and at zonebase.org. And we just posted a new episode of the Zone Base podcast. That's at tfradio.net. John DeLuna not here at that John D everywhere. I am on Twitter at bkilby, on Instagram at Brian Kilby, and at briankilby.com. Chris, why don't you tell us about Rob's socials?
So he's on Twitter at Rob Flails, which is the Twitter account for Flail Throughs, which is his YouTube channel where he mostly plays Gundam games. His main thing is Gundam Battle Operation 2, which is a free-to-play online like arena combat game with Gundam, which has been going through a lot of the early Universal Century stuff, and not so early anymore. I think they're like kind of getting up to UC 100 era stuff, which gets pretty crazy pretty fast. So he's got videos going up every day for that. When he has the time, he's also doing Gundam G Generation Genesis, which is an SD Gundam strategy game, which is a lot of fun. I play that too sometimes. If you want to support what Rob is doing, he's on Patreon at patreon.com/flailthroughs. months. For $2 a month, you can request specific rounds in Gundam Battle Operation 2, or get him to play using customized units to your specifications, pending what the game's read color system will allow, of course. And I believe he is still running a perk where when he is playing G Generation Genesis, you can ask him to make a custom pilot character based on your screen name and the details that you're interested in. There's a limited number of slots for that just because G Generation Genesis doesn't allow you to make infinite player created pilots, but you know, as long as there's some spaces available, I think that's something that you can ask him to do. And then he also has an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/playlist. I think that covers it.
Yeah, now tell us about yourself.
I'm on Twitter. It's not very fun. Chris RTXV personally, at Play With Photos for my toy photography stuff. A lot of my toy photography work is collected at playwithphotography.com. And if you'd like to throw some support my way, help me to, you know, keep up with my mounting expenses in life, I'm also on Patreon at patreon.com/playwithphotos. And I have an Amazon wish list at tfradio.net/chrislist, which half the time I do this, I tend to forget to mention.
Cool. Hey, and while I'm thinking about it, mentioning tfradio.net/Amazon, I was looking at Amazon and a book was made just for me. And I think it may be made just for some of you too. Go to tfradio.net/Amazon and you can get it on Kindle for like $7 or a paperback. It is called Rack Toys, Cheap Crazed Playthings. Basically, it's a book showing off and celebrating like the crap you would get at dollar stores. The stuff that I collect, like, you know, those MASH sunglasses that I have.
Did Rob Springer write this book?
I don't know, but I just bought it and I can't wait to go read it as soon as I'm done. I am serious. I am excited about this book. Rack Toys, Cheap Crazed Playthings, tfradio.net/Amazon. Don, what about you?
I can be reached on Twitter at HMRC, the number 4 EVR. And just to let everybody know, my fiance and I are in the final stages of planning our honeymoon. We're probably going to be doing the booking this week. We will be registering with the, again, I don't want to give too much away in case everything falls through. But we will be registering there for as our honeymoon, and I will put the information up on Twitter. If anybody would like to help out, we would probably appreciate that. Just considering the time frame that we're working with after the wedding is not significant, so we're kind of, you know, pressed for time and pressed for options.
Don,
So yeah.
People definitely want to help you out. Do you want to tell the listeners how Christy made me laugh my guts out on the phone a couple nights ago? No, you don't. Do you?
No, I'm not. No, I'm trying to remember, and now that I remember, no.
So I told you said you might do an Amazon wish list, and I told you that I won't.
Yeah, Amazon. The only trouble is what we're looking at.
No, I know.
It doesn't have an option.
Yeah,
there.
but I told you, like, if you did, I wouldn't put a coffin on it or Cadbury eggs.
Yeah, well, the Cadbury eggs are still there last time I checked.
But she did request one thing,
and she ain't getting it.
Can I say what it was?
Why not? After the NFT talk, everyone needs a.
She said, "Yeah, you can leave but you can leave on the assless chaps." So she wants tfradio.net/Massey Attack if you want to help out Don's honeymoon. So, God, I can't believe I said that. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. You can like my Facebook page at Reviews by Diecast. And you can see my reviews on YouTube at RFC Reviews or tfradio.net/reviews.
Sweet. We'll see you next week. Assless chaps.
Oh, Kyle.
Okay.
I really can't find Ratchet's hand. It like disappeared.
Recording stopped.
Okay.
He needed that.
His hand and his gun are just gone.
Cool. Hey, okay, people watching live, I'm still sick a little bit. I'm gonna stop the stream so I can go cough and go to bed. So we will see you next week. So I'm going to say goodbye first to YouTube.
Bye, everybody.
By YouTube. By Twitch.